For the Marikana Massacre at the Lonmin Platinum Mine near Rustenburg in the northwest 13 years ago. Perhaps for more on this story, let's cross to SABC News reporter Thabiso. Thabiso, good morning. You obviously have not changed location. Talk to us about some of the sentiments being reflected 13 years later.
Good morning to you and our viewers at home. Before I go to what has been happening or the sentiments that have been shared here, over the past few days, because we arrived here in Marikana. Actually, we're here on Wednesday, and we have managed to speak to some of the, some of the people as well as some of the trade unions here in Marikana, just to reflect on what has happened over the past few years since the Marikana Massacre 13 years ago. What I can tell you at this stage about the proceedings for today, we are expecting people to start arriving here just after 8 a.m. and the official program will start around 12 midday. And as it has always been a tradition, AMCU President Joseph Mathunjwa will deliver a keynote address in the afternoon. With regard to what you have just said, when we were here, we spoke to people. When we were here on Wednesday, we spoke to people about just the conditions here in Marikana, about the service delivery in general in the area, because it's one of the main issues that was highlighted during that wildcat strike in 2012, or the strike brought to light even the living conditions of the people here in Marikana. In terms of service delivery, the situation has not improved that much because people are still complaining about services such as water. And in terms of workers, we managed to speak to some trade unions who were talking about the wages at this moment as compared to 13 years ago, saying that the wages have improved a lot, even though as far as contract workers are concerned, some of them are still earning something like 7,000 rand a month. And that's the situation with regard to how the situation has improved over the years as far as the workers are concerned, if we look at on the issue of wages. And you'll remember that one of the main issues that has been coming up more often is the compensation for those who are affected by this Marikana Massacre. If you talk about the families of the of the deceased, some mine workers who were arrested and some of them who were wounded during that Marikana Massacre, or during those killings in 2012, saying that the Department of Justice telling us that 352 million were paid to those who were affected by this Marikana Massacre. I think the last update that we got was last year, just on the eve of the Marikana commemoration. So that's the situation at this moment as far as some of the issues surrounding the Marikana Massacre are concerned.
Yeah, Thabiso, it certainly highlights economic injustices, but also just inequities and inequalities. Let's see how we continue with that conversation as we continue with the commemorations. Thank you for that update.